COVID-19 was a complete bitch of a period in my life that I personally would like to forget about. However, I don't think that's feasible considering what COVID-19 was about. In an ideal world, it would have never have happened, and things would have gone smoothly for people. People such as the guys who wrote the episode of SpongeBob that has the production number 263B. More specifically, the episode Quarantine Crab. I work as a censor editor over in Nicktoons in the UK, basically editing any episodes of the shows that we get from overseas to fit the censorship rules that we have for British and Irish television respectively, such as not putting power drills into people's mouths to push buck teeth together in the gums, or any form of feet-related jokes. Admittedly, I think our episodes of the SpongeBob episodes that we make are horseshite, since it would most likely require reanimating some scenes, which is really is a pain in the arse because the animators who worked in those scenes probably have lives of their own over in the United States. Realistically, the only good part about the job is the money that I get. It's frankly better than nothing anyway. When editing the episode with the production number 263B, I was working from home with my wife. It was one of the many episodes that was sent by Nickelodeon through Gmail to me and 15 other people to be shelved until needed. The first day that I got in the file for the episode, however, something went wrong. The file name was called 263 instead of 263B. The B is always important because it's an indication that it's a second episode made during the production phase. The production phase being the number before the letter. I'd assumed that it was a typo that I could fix myself if it was the right episode. It was not the right episode. The episode itself was similar enough to the actual episode that had aired in April of 2022 in the States and November the same year in the United Kingdom. The Krusty Krab goes under an emergency quarantine protocol, but no one knows who carries a mysterious illness. The people stuck in the restaurant are SpongeBob, Patrick, Squidward, Mr. Krabs, Pearl, Mrs. Puff, and Plankton. Mr. Krabs decides to turn against everyone, throwing everyone in the freezer, thinking that they have the flu. Mrs. Puff comes to the conclusion that he has the flu, and they decide to do vice versa to him, leading to a big fight between him and everyone. This is where the alteration in the two versions starts. Instead of the health inspector coming back to the restaurant saying that he made a mistake and everyone leaving the restaurant to go home, SpongeBob reluctantly docks Mr. Krabs out with a chair during the fight, locking him in the freezer as everyone leaves the restaurant with SpongeBob crying on the way out. Cutting to 6,000 years later, Mr. Krabs has been defrosted by some archaeologists and is completely unaware of the passage of time. As he regains his bearings, he sees a fish flipping some Krabby Patties on the grill and wearing a chef's outfit. Mr. Krabs starts to panic and he walks out of the restaurant to get some fresh air. As he walks out, he sees a large number of houses surrounding the restaurant. Obviously scared shitless about what he's witnessing, he starts running and he doesn't stop. Mr. Krabs eventually reaches Jellyfish Fields, which has been turned into a cemetery, and he sees a long line of tombstones, a lot of them belonging to the people that he's met in his life, such as SpongeBob, Patrick, Squidward, Sandy, Plankton, Mrs. Puff, Pearl, Larry the Lobster, Old Man Jenkins, Mermaid Man, Barnacle Boy, etc., etc. As he walks out of the cemetery, Mr. Krabs comes to the conclusion that his world isn't here anymore, and that he has nothing left to lose. He keeps walking into the sunset with the screen fading to white and then to black, with the credits for the show coming in. As impressed as I was with this version of the episode, I think that it was obvious enough that Nickelodeon had sent me the wrong file, and I messaged them telling them so. They fixed that mistake 2 hours later, so whatever. I frankly do not know what the intention of the episode could have been if Nickelodeon went with this version of the episode. Maybe it could have been just a middle finger to COVID-19, maybe it could have held a mirror for all the victims who were in isolation during the COVID-19 lockdown. I don't know. I really do not fucking know. But nonetheless, I saw it and that was it. And thankfully, I picked up the mistake that they made in the file name, so good for them. So yeah, the altered version was shown in 2022. And we knew when it would air. And it got good ratings, and it came out, and it came out. And that's what matters to the kids.